Good evening, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and I bring you all my discussion video on Gold Pride. We're about 3 or 4 weeks away from the next wave of support, and we still don't know how many cards we're getting in the second wave of Gold Pride, or what they do, are in the main deck, extra deck, what are we getting, and how to make them good. So that's really what this discussion video is. Since I've been playing this deck throughout this entire format ever since Photon Hypernova, I feel like I'm pretty good and pretty well aware of the limitations of Gold Pride, how they'll go from here, and what they really need going forward. So first things first, let's talk about Gold Pride, what they are, and what they do currently. So Gold Pride, if you don't know, is a fantastic extender archetype. So the whole gimmick of them is that if your life points are lower, once a turn, you can just special summon them onto the field. Then they all have individually their own effects. First things first, we have Leon. When Leon is special summoned, it can reborn a Gold Pride from your graveyard. And then basically, once it reborns a Gold Pride from grave, you're locked into Gold Pride monsters for the rest of the turn, which isn't that big of a restriction, but it kind of is. It's only for that turn. So Gold Pride Leon also has the effect of quick synchro on your opponent's turn. So as long as you do that effect on your turn, the reborn, and you don't do that during your opponent's turn, you can actually quick synchro into anything. You do have to use Gold Pride materials as cores. You can't just use any monster, which kind of sucks, but it's still a pretty solid card in general. We also have, of course, our other two. We have Nitro Head, who basically, if your life points are lower, special summon him to the field. He's a level 8. During your opponent's standby phase, he gives your opponent a token, and then quick effect, he can blow up said token and then destroy all cards in the zones that are retrospective to him. So he destroys basically like a cross. If you watch any of my videos, you know how it works. Very powerful card. It's great against Kashtira and decks that require you to have no monsters on field. It's also great against Link decks, because in Punk particularly, we can fill our extra deck monster slot, thus forcing them to have if they're playing an extra Link deck, they have to use the extra deck monster slot. So if you put it underneath the other zone, you instantly guarantee a blow up. They can't play around it. Now, there are Fusion, Synchro, or XYZ deck, they can play around it, especially Fusion and Synchro, because they can definitely use your token as material. I've had 3 ways to get around it. One, it's a level 8 Fire Pyro, can't be used as link material, but it is level 8, so Synchro decks can use it as Synchro material. Any level 2 makes a Baron really scary, especially next format once we get that new Apple card. So be wary of that. Other things you have to worry about. My opponent tribute summoned with the card. Yeah, he tributed a card he controlled and that card to get a tier element guy on field. Really scary. That can happen as well. So there is ways to play around it. And of course, ritual summon you can always use as a ritual material, which is pretty solid. It is level 8. And you can also use this fusion material. If your opponent super polys or activates poly itself, they can just use this material, especially making Guardian compare, because technically it is a monster. You know, it's not an effect monster, it is a monster, so be wary. Other cards, the other and final name of the main deck for the what's it called, the archetype, we have Captain Carey. Captain Carey is a level 3. I think she's a fiend, and basically when she's special summoned, you add a trap card from your deck to hand, and then you can banish her from grave when she's sent to graveyard for any reason. I think it has to be synchro material usually. Basically, she banishes herself and like 3 other names in order to give a punk monster 500 attack for each one. So it gives it like a boost. Really cool, very interesting cards, but none of them are starters. That's the biggest issue with Gold Pride. We have 0 starters. Leon, Carey, and Nitro Head do not start your combos. They're all extenders, which, don't get me wrong, they're great extenders. And a deck like Punk that already have really good like starters, big extenders is fine. But if they're going to ever be their own deck and their own engine, they definitely need a starter. Another thing they're lacking, field spell. There's not really a cohesive way to search out your Gold Pride monsters. We do have a spell card that does search monsters, but it requires you to reveal a Gold Pride from hand already. There's only 3 names in the entire deck, so even if you're maxed out on all of them, which I'm not, I'm playing 3 Carey, 3 Leon, and 2 Nitro Head, even then, you can brick on this card because you need to see one of them in hand. And without actually revealing it, there's no way of searching them without, like, small world into them, which I don't think is good. No deck should small world into its engine unless they, like, have 20 ways to get to that card. For example, MathMech can, because they have Cynet mining. They can hard draw it. Their XYZ searches it. There's so many ways to get to that card besides small world, so it's just fair to play small world. I don't feel like Gold Pride should be one of those archetypes that requires small world. Even they're all different types and attributes, so that's my idea there. So that's explaining them. We also have a trap card. The trap card that carry searches is insane. It is Start Your Engine. It's a really, really powerful card. Basically, what it allows you to do is that when your opponent summons a monster, special or normal, you target that card, reveal 3 Gold Prides with different names. Oh, it doesn't have to be different names. It can be the same names from your deck. Special summon one of them randomly, and then pop the card, which is pretty solid. It does target, but it is also non-once per turn, so it helps you get guys out of your deck and helps you play further onto your board, more interruptions. Especially if you get Leon off it, and you already have Carry Engrave. That means not only is it a pop on your opponent's card, but it also quick synchros it to something else to then pop your opponent again or do something else. Really, really powerful card, and definitely like it as a 2-of. I don't play any of the like normal spell that I just talked about earlier because again, there's not enough names in the deck. Now that's gonna be fixed next set. Hopefully, we haven't even got confirmed anything yet, but most likely we're gonna get a new racer and maybe a couple of new racers, and we're gonna get some new main deck guys to make this deck actually fleshed out. Other cards, like I said, we don't have really a field spell. We don't have a way to we don't have a starter. Like every deck has a starter monster. They have this card, they can start their plays. Gold Pride really don't have that. And you also don't really have a way to lower their life points. So I would like if we get like a field spell that like says pay 500, search a Gold Pride monster. That would be so insane for the archetype. You have no idea. Because not only does it allow us to have access to like ancient fairy tale dragon plays, but it would also just make paying, like we just have an in-archetype way to lower our life points, because that's the other big issue. If your opponent is paying a deck that pays life points, or if you just don't have a way to pay life points, you just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! All the monsters require you to have lower life points. So you can play cards like Upstart. I'm playing Punk, so they lower their life points normally, things like that. But let's say you're going against a deck like MathMech. They make Heat Soul pays 2,000. Bam, you're 2,000 higher than your opponent. How are you going to lower yourself in order to play the game? That's a big issue, and it has come up multiple times. Even playing Punk, it sucks to have like 2 Gold Prides in hand, and my opponent's like paid half their life points for like a Hero Lives, and I'm like, shit, I just lose because 2 cards in my hand are just dead now. Because I can't play the game, because he has a board, which I could play through with these extenders can summon themselves, but they can't. So we need an in-archetype way to get these guys on the field easier. At least a way to pay life points. Now, it's not going to solve the issue of your opponent paying more life points than you. That's a given. But if you're going first and you don't open no way to pay life points, like none of these monsters pay life points, which is cool and it's bad at the same time. Because none of them have a way to trigger the other ones. There's no like normal summon is pay 500, now they're all live again. We really don't have that. So if we ever do get a starter, maybe that like searches a Gold Pride, maybe like a Stratos like monster, I would love if it had a cost like pay 500 life points or pay 200 life points. Shit, it'll be pay 50 life points. Who cares? As long as your life points are lower than your opponent, your hand becomes live. So we just need ways like have a way to cohesively have a game plan. Now, as for boss monsters or extra deck monsters, we only have 2. We have the Link 2, which I personally don't play any of it. I think it's just a worse Nitro head. It requires 2 Gold Prides at different levels, which currently there's only 8 and 3. So you gotta use a Nitro head, which I feel like Nitro head by himself is just like already guaranteeing you to pop anyway. So using 2 of those monsters, like literally 2 materials to make a pop, I know that's like Nightmare, Phoenix, or Cerberus levels, but we're not playing Phoenix and Cerberus in 2023, at least in my opinion. So personally, I don't think the Link 2 is that good until they give us some new stuff. Maybe they give us a Link 3, we can climb up, maybe, but for right now, the Link 2 is no go. The Synchro, on the other hand, is actually pretty insane. Basically, what it does is that it can quick effect as long as your life points are lower, pop a monster your opponent controls, and then it gains attack equals to destroy monster. And then during the end phase, it like reshuffles itself back into the extra deck, and then special summons a Gold Pride from I think your grave or deck. I think it's from deck, if I remember correctly. So that's a solid card. I don't like the whole return back to the extra deck. It's kind of like a Neos thing, but it is cool and very, very interesting card altogether. That is it for the Gold Prides right now. So again, I would like the Stratos card. I would like a field spell just to make the deck more cohesive. Because right now, they're just like, for example, in my Gold Pride Punk Furion deck, they're just extenders that we draw into. We either open them or draw into. Sometimes we build a board and we didn't even get to play a single Gold Pride card, which really, really sucks because that's half our deck. Because we didn't draw into them and we didn't open them, we just don't access those cards, which just kind of sucks. I would love to access these cards. I would love to have a way to like, okay, I make Ancient Fairy Tale Dragon, place into our spell and trap zone, and then bam, we go from there. If you want to go that route, Konami, you could give us a level 4 monster. So any 3 plus a 4 makes a 7. Thus, we can access level 7 plays. If we really are going to play these in punks, a level 4 would be great because the level 4 plus any level 3 punk would equal a 7 for Ancient Fairy Tale Dragon. Give us another normal summon, allow us to have 7 plays. Would be pretty interesting to have a level 4 guy. Another level would be great is level 2. They gave us a level 2 Earth non-tuner that can special summon itself. Doesn't matter what it does. That is insane. That means any punk plus, any level 3 punk, well actually it does any punk in general. Any punk besides Deer Note plus that level 2 Earth that special summons itself equals Naturia Beast now. That's the one of the things that punk can't access. We can access Barkion because a 3 and a 3 equals a 6 and 6 equals Barkion. All the punk tuners are Earth, but there's not really a good level 2 Earth non-tuner that special summons itself. I've looked in the card pool. There's like some Raccoon cards you can play, some Melfi cards, things like that. But most of them are tuners, and none of them are that good. Like there's some like vanillas you can play, maybe like some. I know in like Master Duel, people play like Downbeat to like tribute a punk you control to then lower to special summon a psychic level 2 from deck, and then bam. But that sounds really, really bad. It's a -2. You had to use a spell card to tribute a monster. The special summon from deck, that's a -2. You tribute a monster on field and you use a spell in hand. That's just bad in my opinion. So personally, I don't like Downbeat. I think that card's ass. But I would like a way to cheat out Naturia Beast. Now, I know that new spell card that is for fusion decks is going to be crazy. It basically just pumps out Exterior for fusion decks. Which, if you don't know about that yet, good God help you. But Exterior might need to be banned. Not gonna lie, because that new fusion card that like special summons the Naturia Beast from the extra deck, that might not be okay. That might be a little too stupid. But other cards that Gold Pride would like, I would like another trap card. I would like if Carrie just had a different trap against Surge. Don't get me wrong, I love the other one, but it'd be cool if we had like a punk trap that like negates. Like we could play both the popper and the negator. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe a continuous trap. Like you could search a continuous trap out. That'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. That's really about it on the trap department. We don't really need another trap, to be honest. I would definitely prefer a new spell, maybe a field spell, or a starter monster, or Stratos, over a popper. Now, as for like synchros and extra deck, I would love if we got a synchro 9, because a level 3 plus a level 3, and if we get another level 3, that's a 9. Maybe a level 11, because again, punks, so we already have a level 8 in Deer Note. Oh, not Deer Note, a level 8 and Nitro Head, so Nitro Head plus Leon. It would be great if we actually had a boss monster 11 that isn't either Second Game Punisher or Amazing Dragon. Don't get me wrong, I love Amazing Dragon. Bouncing 4 on your opponent's turn is amazing. Or making a towers is still pretty amazing. But they gave us a level 11 synchro that negates, but you're like requires Gold Pride monsters. That'd be insane. That'd be great for the archetype. That'd be awesome. I don't know what else way to do it. Like, maybe like after it negates, it shuffles itself on the extra deck, special summon 1 or 2 for the graveyard. Who knows? All I know is I would love another Gold Pride monster from the extra deck. A Synchro would be great. People are saying the next one's going to be a fusion, and the next main deck monster is going to be a fusion card, which I personally don't know how I feel about that. A fusion's interesting, but at the same time, we already have a Synchro, we already have a Link. Everyone's saying that Captain Carey, the bike, whatever her big ship is going to be a fusion monster. I personally don't want it to be a fusion. I'd rather be a Synchro, because if you're mixing fusion, Synchro, Links, I don't know how good that is. Especially, I don't know, maybe the Link would be good, and maybe it's insane. Maybe the fusion would be insane. But I don't know. I don't know. We already play a fusion in Carp. I don't want to play multiple fusions, because then it's just really cool. It's just Punk 2.0, which, don't get me wrong, I love Punk, but I don't know, 2 fusions, and I don't know. Maybe it's a boss monster fusion. I don't know. That's really all I have about Gold Pride. I love this archetype to death. It is so cool, so fantastic. Any other cards I would love to get for this archetype? You can always say a counter trap would be insane, but any deck with a counter trap would be insane. Is there anything else? I don't think so. We already have like an emergency teleport kind of card. I'm putting in quotes in the spell card. We just need more names. Now, here's what I'm afraid Konami's going to do. They're only going to give us 1 new racer in the main deck. I can't disagree with that more. We need multiple more racers in the main deck. Like, I love Leon, I love Carey, and I love Nitro Head. But we need like 4 or 5 more names. Like, straight up, if we had 6 monsters in the main deck, I'd be happy with that. Like, I'll take out all the Furions. I'll just play Gold Pride Punk. If we actually had a cohesive Gold Pride core. But currently, right now, we just don't. So, I don't know. I just feel like we just need more racers in the main deck. Maybe a racer that like searches a spell. So, this would be really cool. This would be like a custom card. So, listen to me. You can activate Gold Pride. This is like a Gold Pride monster. Reveal it in hand, like Deernote. Search yourself a Gold Pride spell card. So, it searches the spell card, which then reveals it again in order to then get any Gold Pride from your deck. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool starter. I still feel like a field spell would be insane. What would that field spell do? Like I said, as long as it pays life points and it's like searches, that's all it really needs to do. If it's just on activation, search a Gold Pride monster, pay 500. That'd be amazing. As a secondary effect, there's so many secondary effects you can give Gold Pride. You can give him another normal summon. Well, they don't even need normal summons, to be honest. They all special summon themselves. You can give them, like, summon out a token or something to make synchro materials with. You can give them, like, a pop when you synchro summon it on your opponent's turn. There's so many things you can do. It's ridiculous. So, honestly, an insane field spell, an insane, like, Stratos-like card. I would like a Gold Pride that searches spells. Like I said, maybe that could be the Stratos guy. Could search any Gold Pride card. But just still, we just need a way to access the spell easier. And we just need more names in the main deck. Give us a starter. Give us a level 11 boss monster. And that's all we really need. Maybe an XYZ3. We have plenty of XYZ3s. But we are playing this, like, 5-engine Ghost Trick engine. Maybe they gave us a new XYZ just like requires 2 level 3s. And then bam, we can just access and negate that way without having to require like 5 materials to go into Utopic Draco. But who knows? That's really all I got. Hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid. And I'll see you all in the next one. I think in 1 more hour, apparently we might get some reveals. Not for Gold Pride maybe, but just reveals in general. So we'll just have to see. Hope you all enjoy. Bye-bye.